Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+. Rated TV MALV. Viewer discretion advised. Maya Lopez has betrayed her mentor, the notorious Kingpin. Now on the run, she returns to her hometown to prepare for the biggest fight of her life. Don't miss Marvel Studios' hardest-hitting series yet. An epic 5-episode event. Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+.
This is a Rogue Media Network
Caroline,
podcast.
you should tell them about the newest thing that Bloody Happy Hour is doing.
A Patreon.
It's a Patreon. What is that?
That means you're basically like a VIP member, and you get some perks. You maybe get like merch a little earlier. You get
exclusive merch.
Exclusive merch. You could get first dibs on signing up for a live show. You get episodes with no commercials.
You get our video because our video is no longer available on YouTube. It is only on Patreon. And the most important to me is you get videos of our live shows, but also bonus episodes each month. But if you're on a Patreon, you're VIP, you're going to get more.
Because I always have a lot of details I want to go to. I can law-splain. I might read a book.
This is also going to be the exclusive place that Dirty Chat is going to go to. In order to hear the full content, it's going to be Patreon. Where do they go again?
Patreon.com/BloodyHappyHour.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
Oh, and this is Caroline.
And this is your Bloody Happy Hour Quickie Edition.
Okay.
Turn Up Tuesday. I have some Tito's and pineapple juice today. What do you have?
Oh, I have a little Tito's and Buble.
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 Nice.
Because I'm bougie
If
with my
you're
Buble.
brand new to Bloody Happy Hour, this is the episode that we give you news, and we usually jump right into it. It's usually true crime news, but we try to end with some something that's like Hollywood. We call it popcorn. What do we call it?
Popcorn
corner. We change it every time.
Yeah, we change it every time.
So let's start off with, there was a little Murdaugh update with the family of Mallory Beach. Did you see that?
No.
You probably actually wrote the article with the updates. But the family of Mallory Beach reached a $15 million lawsuit settlement with the convenience store chain that sold alcohol to, what's the little boy's name? Paul?
Yeah.
Paul. Yeah. So Murdaugh's son, that night, because he was 19, he shouldn't have been purchasing alcohol. He had his brother's ID. They didn't second guess him because his last name's Murdaugh. And so I forgot what this convenience store name was, but it's a chain. And so basically their insurance is going to pay it.
Yeah.
But $15 million. And I feel like this is not the first lawsuit. Like there was another lawsuit that the family did, but was it on like people in the community that had a get together that night that sold alcohol to them? Or am I mixing stories?
No, I think you're right.
Were they at a bar earlier?
Yeah, they were at a bar.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was the bar
Later,
then.
yeah. Because the brother went and bought the alcohol with the fake ID. So that's the convenience store. And then Paul is the one actually who did that. Yeah, because they have it on video from him walking from the convenience store to the truck. I remember that. And then it was later where they had just left the kind of like a
Slippery minnow.
Slippery minnow type of thing. Yeah. So they left there, but they were still, and he was
Plastic.
beyond. Yes. Yeah. Yes. They have a nickname for him because he did weird things with his fingers, like when he was wasted. And they still, I guess, kept selling him alcohol. So maybe that's who they're going after.
And so the family was just like, we want this convenience store chain and every convenience store chain to take those laws seriously. Like, don't serve to minors. When you're a minor, you don't want them to take them seriously. But when you're a parent and you have minor children, hell yeah, you do. Or when you're a parent that's kid gets killed tragically behind something
you know,
because
when it's the small town stuff and people know who you are and they just are like, yeah, here you go. You know, it's.
I had a store when I was in high school.
Yeah.
It's no longer open that we would go to all the time. Go get it.
Yep.
So there's that for the Murdaughs. And then this story has a happy ending. It's the Charlotte Senna story. So on September 30th, if you were near New York, you would have got an Amber Alert issued where 9-year-old, was she 9? 9-year-old Charlotte went missing at New York Lake State Park. And she was just riding her bike, and her family was just like, 1 second she was there, 1 second
she was
not.
riding with friends, and then she was going to do one more circle.
And she didn't come back.
She did not.
There was a 2-day search, and you know what they say is the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
And so after 2 days, we know that usually does not end well, but this one does because this police department did their due diligence. They were looking into everybody that was in the area. They're doing cell phone pings for everybody that was in the area, and then they were kind of cross-checking it with any pedophiles that might have been in the area. But then a ransom note was left in the parents' mailbox and asking for some money. And so fingerprints on the ransom note led to a 46-year-old, very scary-looking inbred guy named Craig Nelson Ross Jr.
Craig Ross Jr. What's Nelson?
Craig Nelson Ross Jr. I guess is his middle name. That was
They didn't put all the names in there.
You know, when they put the 3 names, they want to really associate it with.
Well, it was confusing because there was this other guy named Charles Craig. What was this guy's name?
Craig Nelson Ross Jr.
Okay, so it was a Charles Ross. Mm-hmm. So they both had the same last name, and this Charles Ross guy had recently been let out after conviction of sexual whatever kitty things, and then I believe it's this guy who now drives an ice cream truck called Dingaling.
Who? Craig?
No, this Charles Ross, the one who was recently let out, and he runs this ice. So there was like, is it the ice cream truck guy who was just released from prison who looks really creepy? And his name is Charles Ross. And then it comes out that it's this Craig Ross. So then people are
maybe they're cousins.
Maybe they definitely look alike.
So she was found at his house, and she was alive. She was well. She was in good health, and like not the end of the story, but it's very much a happy ending because it just reminded me when I saw her picture and I was like, oh my goodness, is this going to be like the Athena Strand? And those just never go well.
So the guy lived in a trailer behind his mom's house, and they found her in they found her in the cabinet, and apparently yeah, and apparently she was like, I knew that y'all were coming, or something, and she was just wearing a t-shirt, like a large t-shirt, which I hate that because You can only imagine.
Yeah,
They haven't said.
they haven't
But
said much about
I have
it.
a few questions. I've never seen it like for the press conference. The governor comes out and speaks. It's usually like chief of police or like some kind of law enforcement. But they never spoke. It was just her that did the 2 press conferences.
woman?
Yeah, the governor.
Maybe bitch likes to wear a strap on. She wants to control it.
She probably does wear a strap on, but I've never seen a governor be the one to come. It's always the police.
Maybe she's like, I know, but maybe she's controlling. So maybe she's like, let me handle this. This is my day. This is my 15 minutes.
But
of
then,
fame.
because it
Did she
hit
brag
so.
on them at least?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it hit so. I was also like, it happened so, it spread so fast because I knew about it the day it happened, just from it going so viral. But I just thought I don't know. I think that her uncle, the little girl's uncle, is police department. Like he works for the department. Because I was like, they had to have some kind of connection to somebody to make it happen so fast. I mean, it was beyond how fast it like spread.
There was I did hear the chief, I felt like she was the chief or a chief or somebody big in the police department. One of her interviews said that she promised. And
That was Kathy Hochul. That's the governor.
Promised the family?
Yes, she said that. And she said that in the conference. That's why it's like,
don't make those
I
promises.
know. That's why. Another reason I was like, why is she up there? In the
She's
comments.
setting it up.
Oh.
She set it all up.
I think so.
She's going to run for office.
I think so.
It's an all political ploy.
That's why I thought it was so weird. I was like, something ain't right.
I didn't know she's the one that said I promise.
Yes.
And it just happened so quick and so easy. And this poor
Yes.
little redhead guy might have just been
I think
innocently-
it's all a stunt. Why did the parents never come out
Says
and
the
plead?
conspiracy theorists.
Why did the parents never come out and say anything? Don't they usually go on
Charlotte
TV?
Cena is not even a real kid.
Probably not.
No, we're sorry. We're sorry. Family of Charlotte.
Why did they said stop splashing her picture everywhere. Stop putting her picture everywhere. Use this heart instead. They didn't do that with
Anybody else?
no. Y'all,
It's an AI generated picture.
I think it's a little suspicious.
Wow.
I'm gonna put that on the list.
Let me go to TikTok on that one later on. We'll tell y'all more.
Yeah.
I mean, it is weird for a kid to get kidnapped, and then does this family have money? And because it doesn't make sense if your motive is money, which the ransom letter, why are her clothes off?
Plus,
if your motive is if their clothes is off, you're gonna assume there's sexual motive, right? So why are you asking for money? A pedophile don't give a shit about the money; they give a shit about the sexual part of it.
yeah.
And a ransom person who wants money isn't going to molest the kid. So it's like two.
Or they'll kill them right away.
Well, they want to get their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you think Jean-Benet Ramsey, they left the the
Yeah.
ransom note, but then they killed her before they even got the money.
Speaking of John Ramsey.
But also with the whole letter in the mailbox, like the house was surrounded by police.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Guess they just didn't do their due diligence. And
No, they
I mean,
didn't,
it's
because
20
they
years
did it.
later. And so lately he has been trying, or for years he's been trying to get Boulder Police Department to send the DNA to anybody else but them. Can you send it to the FBI?
FBI.
Functional behaviors. That's me. Tell me what I've been doing all day. Or can you send it to this independent
Oh,
DNA
no. You
lab.
cannot send it to an independent lab.
So he has been begging and begging and begging to get the police department to do it, and they refuse.
Oh,
Well,
why?
he has written a letter to the governor and is pleading with the governor, and there's a petition that has like 300,000 signatures to plead with the governor to get Boulder Police Department to get the evidence that's left, because they do have DNA, and just think of all the technology that we have right now. And all the dad wants, he's like, I'm 78 years old. Can we please do something? So I guess the most recent is there was a new cold case unit. So there's new administration with Boulder PD. There's like a new chief.
So this
there's
is
new
going to
cold
be like
case unit.
the Long Island. Yeah.
So now the dad is trying to come in with honey. He's been handling them with vinegar all these years because they had bad blood. And he's like, okay, you don't need to be punished for what the past people have done. Can we come up with like an agreement? Like, do you think that my daughter's case needs to be solved? Because I think so. And I think I would like to have some type of closure before I die.
Yeah.
Because I'm 78 years old. And so really, I just saw an article. I didn't know all of that. So right now where we are is we're waiting on the governor to maybe ask, and maybe like this relationship with Ramsey and the governor. But you know who I think should get involved? Boulder, Colorado. Deion Sanders. All he's got to do is make one video, and the Deion effect will happen.
Let's go, Deion.
So let's get somebody ask Deion.
Tweet him, message him, go to the press
That's when it's going to happen.
Okay.
When Deion, all he's got to do is make a video and say, I'm going to call out Boulder Police Department, and I'm going to need y'all to send the DNA.
I'm going to tweet him.
private
We
lab.
need to tweet him. Yeah.
You might as well, Deion.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. That is crazy. I did not know all that.
McKinney, Texas. Let's talk about this sadistic bitch. Her name is Alicia Calderon. She was just sentenced like 2 days ago to 75 years in prison for sadistic torture of a 24-year-old woman. This is a woman that she friended and hired as a caretaker to come in and live with her and take care of her kids and an elderly woman that she had in her house. Did you see this?
No.
Maybe. Okay. So Alicia Calderon, she was like, hey, come, you can live with me rent-free, free housing, free food, but just clean and help me take care of my kids and this elderly friend that I have living here. So this victim, who they never said her name, she's 24 years old, she was like, bet. And it worked out well for a while until eventually Alicia took her cell phone away. So she didn't have like contact with friends and family outside.
That's rude.
And then she started restricting her food intake. And then started restricting when she could leave, like restricting her movement outside the home. So like you can only leave between this time and on these days. Then it got more restrictive where now you're only restricted to this room. The elderly woman who...
This is like the boy in the box.
Is it?
Yeah, he was restricted to a 8 by 8 space. He had a mattress, and he had to pee and poop in a bucket. I'm watching the trial now, so I'll report back next week.
I feel like that was an old case.
I think it's a year or two ago.
Oh, I thought it was like years old.
There's been a lot of boys in boxes.
So the elderly woman actually got worse. So she was like, you know what? You and this elderly woman, y'all are stuck and you're locked up in this room and you're not allowed to come out. But she starved them both. So this caretaker victim, lost half of her body weight while in this room, and she became too weak to even take care of the elderly woman. So the elderly woman is basically just in the bed and can't do anything because the caretaker is now too weak to do anything to her.
Oh my gosh.
Then she started to lock the caretaker into a dog crate. And when she asked for food or water, she gave her water, but it was boiling hot, and she poured it all over her, resulting in multiple second and third degree burns. And didn't give her access to medical care. So February of 2023 or 2022, somebody who lived in the house, now it was, what gets me is like this woman had a man in the house. Like I can't remember if she was married or this was like a live-in boyfriend, but there were also kids in the house and people would visit. So somebody that in that house let this victim use their cell phone, and she Facebook messaged her stepdad, who her stepdad she hadn't talked to in years because she's been restricted in that house. And the stepdad read the message and called 911. And so the sheriff's department came to this trailer house in Wiley, Texas.
Oh, my God.
Wiley, McKinney area. When they walked up to the house, they said that there were stones lined outside the door so she could not escape. So it couldn't have been the front door, so it had to have been the bedroom door to where they were locked into. Stones. When they found her, she weighed 68 pounds. Her head was shaved. She had burns all over her body. The elderly woman was almost embedded in the bed because she had moved for so long. And they thought she was deceased, but there was like a faint pulse and like slow breathing. So she was like slowly dying and deteriorating.
Oh, God.
This victim had to be hospitalized for 6 weeks. She had multiple skin grafts, multiple surgeries, severe malnourishment, and tons of trauma. And when they looked through...
I cannot even function.
It is the worst. So they looked through Alicia's finances because they were like, who is this elderly woman? Is she like a grandma? No. She just found out that this elderly woman had an inheritance. So she invited her to come stay with me. I'll take care of you. Spent her $78,000 inheritance in 3 months. On tattoos. Huh?
Wait, what? That's not tattoos? Wait, what?
Tattoos, rims, and party rental, like a party rental space, like just random things.
On tattoos, rims.
And spent all of her Social Security
I love that
checks.
that was the inheritance. Like, that was so much money.
Oh, $78,000.
Yeah.
There's no telling how much money she got. I mean, she was old by now, so that's like what she had to live off of. So somebody died, and that's what she had to die on. $78,000.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that horrible?
Yes, I did not hear about that, but...
She was sentenced to 75 years, which is totally deserving.
I mean, what did those people do in their previous life to deserve that? You know?
I don't know.
I don't either, but that's terrible. And that is painful. And that's like, that is torture. I mean, that is torture.
That is torture.
That is torture.
Like, it's traumatic.
If you spill burning water and then I have to lay, and the lady is just becoming the couch or
becoming the mattress.
The bed. Ugh. No. Mm-mm.
And it happened just right down the road.
Mm-mm.
I was just near McKinney. I could have found this address.
You could have rescued them.
Why didn't you? So a little bit of, I just saw this on the news this morning, and it came to my attention because it was Utah. This isn't true crime, but it is Utah.
Okay.
Utah University of Utah, gifted every single one of their scholarship football players a brand new Dodge Ram as part of their NIL deal. Every single one of their football players got a brand new, like 2024 Dodge Ram. I was like, what? Look at these Mormon schools. Yeah. Yeah. I just thought that just caught my eye because we're always talking about Utah. But I want to end with Britney Spears. Britney, bitch, in her new video that I saw. It might not be new, but it was new this week with her dancing with the knives. If y'all haven't seen it,
if you haven't seen it, then I don't know what rock you've been living under. It is no longer trending at this point because it is actually old news because it's in memes everywhere. She's at like a samurai steakhouse doing it, and she's, but the police.
She's in her. I thought she was in her like bedroom.
No,
living room.
like they've created memes to where it's her and they've placed her like she's the person making the onion fire tower or whatever.
Yeah. But
then. So did you know the police were called on her?
Yes.
And they came, and she's like, "Oh, these are just plastic knives. They're from the Halloween shop or something."
But then she had like cuts all over her. Okay, so I have not followed any of the Britney stuff, but I loved Britney. Probably like after high school.
I just still don't think it's her. I think it's her double.
The conspiracy theories in this girl's head. But so then I had to go back and watch all her videos. Like all her weird dancing videos that she's been putting out and like why people are thinking like she's crazy and concerned or whatever. And then I go back and I watch like some of her performance video and she was a badass performer, like Beyonce and J-Lo level. Like when she would go to the music awards and like this bitch can dance and there's not a lot of like Christina Aguilera, like there's not a lot of white girls like you could put on there.
Like finding out about Friends is you finding out about Britney.
Friends the show?
Yeah.
Me finding out about Britney?
Yeah, like you telling me this is like, yeah.
I just
Britney,
didn't
bitch.
pay attention. But okay, so then now watching this video.
Did you know she got married and like she was apparently pregnant? Well, I don't think she was ever pregnant.
Yeah.
And then
I know the drama,
the
but I
whole
just
Madonna
didn't deep
and like
dive.
Paris, the weird wedding guests, like Madonna, Paris Hilton, Drew Barrymore, like.
When you look at the video though, like was that concerning to you?
No, because she's been doing videos like that for like the last year. Not with knives. She busted out the knives. But she always likes to wear her sensible brown pumps. Nice little height. And she does her dances and she likes to show off her tattoos, low cut.
She can't even dance good anymore.
And the makeup. And I know, because she's either...
She's bipolar and she's like manic right now.
She's always manic. But, I mean, does she...
But then I know. And
but then sometimes they see her and like it's like she's out on the town.
Well, because you got ups and you got downs. You got highs and you got lows.
Can we go quickly to the one final popcorn culture corner
with
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
It's a mismatch. It's so gross.
It's a fake relationship.
I saw the conspiracies.
It's
about
a PR stunt.
Well, the one that I saw is that Swift is really trying to distract Travis Kelce. Well, the one that I saw is like before the Super Bowl or whatever. So they're trying to get him distracted before the Super Bowl so that they would lose or something. I don't even know. Did they win last year or did the Eagles win?
I don't remember. That's a whole long time ago. I think, the Chiefs won.
The Chiefs won?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think pretty
Jalen
sure
Hurts won. I don't know.
As much football as I watch.
Anyways, it's just... But I don't even like his new look. He was, like, beautiful and, like... He was beautiful.
Dude, it was the Rams and the Bengals.
Oh, neither one of them played. Was it the year before?
I don't know. I can't.
Oh, they had a championship game or something. I don't. Listen,
wait. Just go back to my conspiracy. Okay, so I think it's all a setup. I think it's PR because apparently, according to my sources, and I have some good sources. So, Travis Kelce just signed this deal with Pfizer.
Okay.
So he's promoting the shot. So
What shot?
The to get vaccinated or whatever. The one that's making everybody...
Why do we care about that still?
About getting vaccinated?
Yeah.
I don't.
I know, but like, what was he even?
I don't know, but
People are
he's.
either getting it or not. Like, I don't even know why it's still even an
I don't
argument
know,
in the
but Pfizer is like the devil's. It's like the devil's spawn. But apparently Taylor Swift has a feud going on with the Soros, like George Soros and Alex Soros, and
who are they?
they are the worst people in the world, and they like have all this money, and they're part of who funds all this stuff.
I like that they had like the Dion effect, but there's like a Taylor Swift effect, like the followers
oh my gosh,
for the NFL
yes,
and
the
jerseys.
Swifties.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just told somebody earlier, like
She's done the big. She makes more money than he does. I mean, and he's like a star NFL player with multiple Super Bowls, I think. Don't quote me on that.
Quote her on that. I still think it's a mismatch. I just think if she wasn't rich, she would literally live in Belmead. Like, that's what she looks like to me. Like, she looks like Kid Rock. And he is beautiful, so it's like Kid Rock dating Travis Kelce right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. She's a thing, so, and everybody's getting annoyed about that it's blown up everywhere, and
she can at least make sure they take good pictures of her when she's in the suite, because they just have these horrible pictures of her with her mouth like wide open and her buck teeth.
Okay, 2023, Kansas City Chiefs did win the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, okay.
Then it was the Rams. Oh yeah, because it's 2023. It's in February. That's when it happened. So I went back the other year.
Oh, you looked at 2022.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're good. We're good.
Chiefs won.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we redeemed ourselves.
Well.
So there you go.
So are you a Swiftie? Tell us if you're a Swiftie. Or you are a Kelsey? I'm a Kelsey. And do you love this relationship?
I think it's fake. I don't think it's a relationship. It's weird. It doesn't. They don't match.
I think all their relationships in Hollywood are. Business.
Yeah, I think a lot of them. Yeah, but at least like, because you're always with somebody who's in your own. Like they don't even match. They don't even look.
No, it's a mismatch.
Oh no! This time it fell on me. Yeah, like she needs a guy who wears like tight. Who's like skinny wears like the tight jeans rolled up and like the midriff shirt and like Harry Styles, whatever they wear, those weird clothes.
I don't know. My new TikTok video says that she's basically the new Illuminati devil, so I think she's probably a devil worshiper.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yep.
Okay, there's your news. We will see y'all next week for some new news and maybe some more Hollywood. That's it. Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those two also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
Hi, and welcome to Bustles and Bangers with your hostess, Rachel and Christopher.
I love it when you say my name.
And you didn't say hi.
I didn't. You just kept going. I'm going to introduce the book. I'm not reading it.
It's
because I don't like reading.
Girls like cowboy butts, and those jeans don't hide anything.
Find us on Instagram at Bustles and Bangers or on RogueMediaNetwork.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.